All right, the latest news break coming in from the Chiang Rai province in Thailand, and this is heartening. The rescue operations in Thailand have resumed and 4 boys have been pulled out today. That takes the tally to 8 now. The divers have now rescued the 8th boy. However, their football coach and 4 teammates are still trapped. So 5 still trapped inside, 8 have been evacuated to safety. Want to connect to my colleague Moshmi, who's getting us up to speed with the latest. Moshmi, it's over to you.
Yes. So Preeti, what we've learned is that the 8th boy has actually been rescued. That's what the local media is reporting here right outside the Tham Luang cave, and we heard a chopper just sortie from the Tham Luang cave. That really means that that really means that the 8th boy, there are media reports saying that has been ferried to the Shai Rhine hospital. And right here we are at that soccer field where the wild boars are actually playing this match. You can see the ones in black are the wild boar seniors, and right here with me is the mother of the wild boar seniors. We did have a word with her earlier, who has been waiting patiently to hear about the rescue of children. So remember, soccer is a rage here in Misai district and in fact in Thailand, and the wild boars are a formidable lot. We are talking about a lot of resilience and strength. These are the seniors, but the juniors don't stay behind, and that's one reason that they have been able to brave all odds. We are told that the operation started about 9:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and that means that they have been up to speed, in fact even in advance of the time that was slotted for them.
All right, Moshmi, now what is the plan of action? 8 boys are out, but having said that, 4 of their teammates of Greyhound still right now in the cave along with their coach.
That's right, and we are told that there are 4 boys who will be pulled out at one point of time. So in one rescue operation, there will be scuba divers who would be identifying those 4 boys and pulling them out. So on day 1, we saw that 4 boys who were the weakest of the lot were actually pulled out, and then after that, on day 2, which is on Monday, the sun was shining bright, the weather was in favor of the rescue operation. And we've seen that at about 6 p.m. local time, there is a chopper that is ferrying out from the Tham Luang cave, and that means that the local media confirms that the 8th boy has actually been pulled out. That leaves only 5 people in that cave, and if the weather gods are kind, then we do believe, our sources say, that on Tuesday that will be the end of operations, with all the boys actually being pulled out with their coach from the Tham Luang caves. Preeti.
All right, Moshmi, what's the word coming in where the coach is concerned? Because, there are a lot of media reports that go on to suggest that the coach is rather weak because, of course, he's been giving most of his food and water to these young boys.
Imagine the guilt, Preeti, of that coach, because if you remember that the coach had written in his letter specifically that he was sorry. So though he is mentally very strong, he has been thinking about the fact that he was the one who got these children to the cave, and he holds himself responsible. That's one reason that we saw that all the parents who wrote letters to the children also wrote to the coach that we don't blame you, but definitely the coach, being mentally strong, wouldn't want that he should be pulled out before each and every child from that cave is actually pulled out. Even as we speak, we are told that the rescue agencies made sure that constantly the entire stretch of 4 kilometers, the arrangements that were made, whether it were dim lights or whether it was compressed oxygen cylinders that that were put on the way were in good stead. The entire rope that was fixed from the mouth of the cave to the end point, that is the chamber number 9, was actually firm because a day had passed and when the rescue operations were actually completed. So they had ensured the entire machinery and the entire drill was done overnight to ensure that the operations went off well even on day 2, and we're expecting the briefing to happen anytime soon. But even for India, Preeti, this is a textbook example of how an operation is carried out in great synchronization, in great efficiency. And you know, the wild boars are the ones who have to be given credit for that, whether it's the coach or the players. And you can see the wild boars play, you can see their stealth and stamina. There is a lot of solidarity even as we speak amidst the players. They all know that the juniors are there in the cave. It is a hard time, but look at the sportsman spirit that they are displaying. The show must go on, the match must go on. There should be no hindrance to that. The team spirit is strong, is what they feel, and that's one reason that you see that this game, which was slotted to be played, is being played. They all know the junior footballers very well. They all know Coach Ekapal very well, and he is a co-manager of this team. But despite the fact that the co-manager is missing, that the juniors are missing, they are still on the ground trying to brave the odds that the juniors are braving in the cave, and waiting with bated breath, just like the families. You know, you have the mother of the manager. We saw her sitting here, and she was, in fact, she is there. You can see her. She is the mother of the manager of the wild boar team, and she hasn't smiled a day ever since 23rd of June. She was the one who had met the juniors before the match, and in the evening the news came that they haven't returned from the cave, and she was heartbroken. But today she's come to cheer. And Miss Thum, Miss Thum, are you happy? Go. Happy. See, that's the heart that these people here have in Thailand, and it's been a great gesture. It's been a winning of hearts. Are you happy? Are you happy?
Happy Mupa.
8 boys have been rescued. 8. There are 8 in now.
No. Who come down? No.
So she did tell us, Preeti, earlier in the day that she was waiting that till the 13th man in that cave was rescued, she won't rest, and she said she was having sleepless nights. But you know, the people of Thailand are the ones to be given the salute, because they've pitched in this rescue operation like nobody's business. They have actually taken this as an extended family, and the entire world has watched as the world has pitched in, and this entire incident has actually gotten the international community so connected that everybody wants to hear that news. And India Today, reporting from Ground Zero, wants to make sure that we see all those 13 men, those brave men, the juniors and the coach, come out happily, just like the way this team is displaying the kind of courage it takes to play on the ground when your better half, or you can say a part, your buddy, is missing. Preeti.
You know, Moshmi, stay on with me. Let's take our viewers through what exactly, in terms of the rescue mission, what took place through the course of the last 24 hours that has led to eight children be rescued. Of course, 4 of their teammates are still inside alongside the coach. Now, 17 days on, and a massive rescue effort still underway in northern Thailand. So far, 8 boys have been rescued, and efforts are on to pull out the remaining 4. And their football coach trapped inside the cave. Authorities have said the mission could take 3 or 4 days to complete. Yesterday, 4 out of the 12 boys were miraculously rescued and were admitted to a hospital. Reports suggest that the 4 boys who have been brought out were the weakest of the group. Each boy was attached to a diver through a harness, who was also carrying the boy's oxygen tank. The next phase of the operation has now begun after oxygen supplies have been replenished. Heavy rain is expected for the next 2 days. More than 90 divers are part of the mission, out of which 40 are Thai and 50 from other countries. Thailand Prime Minister will visit Chiang Rai province today at around 2:30 p.m. India Standard Time. Remember, of course, he has already visited them. Now, 12 boys and their coach were stuck in a cave from June 23rd. It was 9 days later that they were actually found alive in the cave. Colleague Moshmi is still with us, and we can play those graphics out while Moshmi talks us through the rescue operation that was carried out in the last 24 hours. Moshmi, it's over to you.
Okay, can we have the manager?
Moshmi, can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, Preeti, I can hear you.
Moshmi, well, you know what we're going to do is
Yes,
we're just
Preeti,
playing out the
I can hear
graphics
you.
and the rescue operation, how it took place. Of course, you've been there, you've been reporting live on it. Will you take our viewers through the entire rescue operation?
That's right, Preeti. The rescue operations were one of the toughest that one can imagine, and you can realize that from the fact that about 1,000 personnel, rescuers have been involved in this entire operation. There have been about 50 international divers and about 40 Thai divers that have glued together, stuck around and provided the support system on day one to the 13 divers who went inside, including in fact adding the 5 Navy SEALs. It made it 18 number figure. So 18 divers actually did that entire rescue operation on the day one, and day two we are running ahead of time because it takes a lot of gut, a lot of stamina, a lot of courage to ensure that you complete the entire drill even before time. That is about 11 hours, 4 hours to go in and about 6 hours to go come out with the kid. So that requires a lot of courage, because remember, the entire cave has a very, very difficult terrain. There are crevices. The entire surface is very, very dangerous and porous. There is a point at the crevice where the scuba divers, the cave divers have to actually take out their own cylinders, and they are not only carrying their cylinders, they're also carrying the cylinders of these boys, because they are not physically strong enough and they are not professional divers. In fact, they are amateurs. So they are wearing a full face mask, and the children are diving out with the help of a rope that is attached to this professional diver. We are told that the UK divers played a very crucial role in tracking the entire cave, that where the water levels were deep, where the crevices were really dangerous, they identified those places and ensured that every stretch of the cave was actually tracked, from chamber number 9 to chamber number 6 and then chamber number 3. At chamber number 3, if you reach, there was a lot of respite, and I remember one of the sources telling us that when the divers actually got these children out, they hugged the children because it was an unimaginable task. And as one of the US divers did say, that it was as difficult as climbing Mount Everest. Now imagine the mammoth and the scale of difficulty, and with the ease and professionalism that it was handled is commendable. And that's where, you know, the human spirit is one. The human spirit where you can see these wild boar soccer team on the ground. They are praying in the day, and when the match is on, they have to be on the ground. We salute the spirit, and I think this is the sportsman spirit that has kept the junior team going. You have some junior boys. We'll try and speak to them and see whether they understand. Do you understand English? You understand English? You're waiting for your friends to come out?
Yes.
You know they're in the cave?
Yes, I know.
So who all are your friends? Can you name your friends? Their names? Adul is your friend? Do you know Adul?
In the cave, all my friends.
All your friends.
Yes.
Right? And have you played after that, after 23rd of June? after they went into the cave? Have you played soccer? Did you play your match?
After them in the cave, I not practice of football.
You've not practiced?
Yes.
So they have been waiting, you know, these are the wild boar soccer team that you see. They're all there and you're a part of your team. How many members are there? Total how many people in your team? 10, 20?
60
16.
to 70 people.
16 to 17 people. What's your name?
My name is Pangpon.
Pampon. All right. So you know Adul?
Yes, I know.
You know Adul?
Yes.
The one who knows English.
Yes,
He's
I know.
in the cave also. Are you happy? 8 children have been rescued. Are you happy about that?
Yes.
8 boys have been taken out.
Yes.
Are you ready to play again? Are you all ready to play again?
Yes, I'm ready.
With your
to-
team?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Though he doesn't understand English too well, but that's a great job done speaking. And I would like to speak to you. It is actually the soccer team, the strength of the soccer team that has stood around.
Confused.
Tell me about your wild boar team.
Confused.
You play every day? Practice every day?
Yes, we have practice every day.
How many hours? 1 hour, 2 hour?
Every day we practice 2 or 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours. Very strong. Strong boy. Strong muscles. Good boy. Preeti, you must understand that almost 1/3 or even less of the population in Thailand speak English. And you know, boys like these, and Adul was the boy who actually spoke in English to the UK divers. English is a huge problem. Despite that, Adul connected to the UK divers, and you can realize, you can see and feel for yourself that this team is a very formidable team, and that's why they have stuck like a glue. They've stuck around.
Right.
Even the 4 boys who were rescued, they were more concerned about the fact that whether the boys who are inside the cave, whether they are safe, whether their coach is safe. So we do believe, India Today believes that we'll be around till all the boys and the coach are rescued. We're not going anywhere, and we'll keep telling our viewers and giving all the updates they need. Preeti.
We appreciate you joining us, Moshmi. Thank you there. With that, we're going to go into a quick break. To stay with us, we're going to stay with the story though. Welcome back. You're watching 6 p.m. on India Today. Now, ever since the boys and their football coach went missing in Thailand, the world has been transfixed. The center of it all, 12 boys who have braved tough conditions. So how exactly did the boys spend the time inside the cave? Of course, 4 and their coach still stuck inside. Watch this report.
Gushing waters, flooded caves, difficulty in breathing, no food, no protection, and nowhere to go. It was an ordeal straight out of hell. But the 12 boys of Wild Boar soccer team and their coach never despaired. While the rescue teams found them nervous and frightened inside a 10-kilometer long cave, they soon regained their composure. After being discovered after days of search, the brave team kept the world hooked with their undaunted spirit. Wrapped in metallic foils, the group ate protein-packed meals, had medical checkup, and even practiced soccer. The youngsters were seen identifying themselves and sending their greetings to their family members and the public. The children also had words of encouragement for their anxious parents, maintaining constant vigil. One of the children, an 11-year-old, sent a moving letter to his parents in neat handwriting. Many parents couldn't control their tears seeing the brave kids.
ดีใจเจ้ายังดีใจว่าที่เขายังอยู่ปลอดภัยอะเจ้า
The children eventually took lessons in deep diving from the rescuers to make them comfortable during the risky evacuation bid. The never say die spirit of the youngsters was one of the moving forces for the Navy SEALs determined to rescue the team. With Mosmi Singh in Chiang Rai, Thailand, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of news. For all the latest updates, do log on to indiatoday.in. Up next is our sports show. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.